¿Qué pasa to the pack? It is Pack here. In today's video, I want to cover the highest rated player at every single age ever in NBA 2K. Essentially, I'm going to look through the ratings of every single 2K game and find the highest rated player based off of their age from 18 years old, which is the youngest in NBA 2K history, to 43 years old, which is the oldest, so that you can understand what we're looking at. As you can imagine, a lot of these games are only from the year 2000 to today, so maybe there was players back in the 70s that would have theoretically been rated high, but like we will never know because they didn't have an official rating. However, I am looking at like historic teams in 2K, looking at their ratings based off of their age and also adding them into the game. That's what I'm doing in today's video. If you like NBA 2K ratings, players, and analysis and all that kind of stuff, please join the pack and subscribe because I do it basically every single day, and let's get it, man. Starting off at number 18, or I guess age 18, you can imagine is LeBron James as a 78 overall. The only other player that was even kind of close was Darko Milicic, who was like a 71 overall. Yeah, as you can imagine, the Prodigy himself, LeBron James, was expected to be good immediately, and was. 78 overall was the rating they gave him as of day one, and I wouldn't have been surprised if they gave him an 80 or anything even close to that. It's LeBron James we're talking about. And by the way, this is a name you should get used to because in this video, we're going to say his name a lot. It's the 2000s and 2010s. Who else do you think was good in that era? And he's also like one of the longest like played at like a top level players ever. Of course, LeBron James is going to start off this video at number 18. Let's go to number 19, or age 19, with LeBron James again as an 88 overall. Now, I would have thought that there's some players coming into the NBA young that got really good really fast, but LeBron James is still clearing everyone as an 88 overall at the age of 19 years old. Still, I guess we have no player ever being in the 90 overall club at such a young age, but LeBron James was pretty damn close as an 88 overall. We continue at age 20, LeBron James 97 overall. You're going to see a theme here. Don't worry, it's not going to be only LeBron James, but it's going to be a lot of him. 97 overall at 20 years old, and we continue to 21 years old because LeBron James is a 98 overall. He just keeps going up and up and up every single year at such a young age. LeBron James comes into the NBA and starts off as a 78 and rises to a 98 in just 4 years, and is only 21 years old. Is pretty insane. But someone beats him at age 22. Kobe Bean Bryant is a 98 overall. He wasn't an NBA championship team, and it kind of makes sense for Kobe. I mean, Kobe was dropping like 25 a game on an NBA championship caliber team, and number two to like Shaquille O'Neal, and some people even argue that Kobe was as good as Shaq at that time, and Shaq is considered one of the most dominant players ever. And Kobe was 22 years old. Froby was different at that time, was also a prodigy himself, and there's a reason why we consider Kobe top 10 player all time. Because he was doing this at such a young age, three-peating with Shaq, 98 overall. At 23 years old is LeBron James. LeBron James was carrying bum teams to the NBA Finals at such a young age. 99 overall at 23 years old makes no sense. I mean, the highest rating you could possibly be at a super young part of his career. Chris Paul is the only other player that could do that. At 24 years old, Chris Paul was at 99 overall on NBA 2K9 with the Charlotte Hornets. He was an MVP caliber player, had some of the greatest playmaking we'd ever seen, was given the name Point God for a reason. Chris Paul was terrifying. He was really good at that time, and even today, we consider him one of the greatest players ever. Let's go back to talking about LeBron James. At age 25, he was a 97 overall, still one of the best players in the NBA. And at age 26, it continued to a 98 overall. This LeBron James guy was pretty good, huh? He didn't really stop. However, someone got in the way. At age 27, Kevin Garnett surpasses LeBron at a 98 overall. With the Minnesota Timberwolves, those teams were disgusting. Kevin Garnett was putting up video game numbers. Like, I think it was like some absurd, like 14 rebounds a game on crazy blocks, crazy points per game. He was leading the Timberwolves to, I think, the first record in the NBA. He was scary good. There was a reason why he was MVP. Kevin Garnett, 98 overall, was him. But someone interrupts from age 28 to 33. Michael Jordan was a 99 overall in every single one of those years. If you look at the historic teams with Michael Jordan, this is when Michael Jordan was eating the most. Now, you could say a couple of things like, well, wasn't there a couple of years where he went to go play baseball? And yeah. Michael Jordan, we all agree, in that span was unguardable. No one in the league could even come close to Michael Jordan in that span. He was winning NBA championships. He was putting up video game numbers, winning MVPs. He was a terrifying force, not only on offense, but on defense. And even though LeBron James was close to that rating, Michael Jordan was the only one doing it every single year at a 99 overall at that level. Then you have age 34 to 35, where Michael Jordan was still winning NBA championships, but at a 98 overall. No one was doing that. There's players like Kareem and LeBron James at this age being around a 97 overall, but only Michael Jordan himself was a 98 overall in this time. So basically from age 28 to 35, Michael Jordan was alone as the highest rated player ever. But then we start going into the late years, and this is where Mr. LeBron James shines. Let's start with 36 years old, LeBron James, 97 overall. At this time, LeBron James was starting to get in that conversation of like, how can you still be this good at this age? It almost doesn't make sense if your name wasn't LeBron James. But this man's been taking care of his body, and at age 36, he was the best in the NBA ever. At age 37, again, LeBron James, 96 overall, continues to do it. Just won an NBA championship in the bubble with the Lakers and continues to have another amazing season. And 96 overall at 37 years old. Can he do better than that? Well, this season he did. This year, LeBron James, 97 overall at 38 years of age. This man is 38 and is still eating. It makes no sense how he's still an MVP caliber player at this age, still looking like he's trying to win an NBA championship this late in his career, being the #1 player. There's a reason why he's in the GOAT conversation extremely, is because he's been doing it since 18 to now. He's been almost the best player of all time in almost every single year. It's crazy. But can he beat 39-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who was a 95 overall? The Cap himself was still cooking the NBA with post hooks, defense, rebounding. It was terrifying. Even at 39 years of age, when he basically didn't even want to practice anymore, was still killing the NBA because he was unguardable with his post hook. Now, can LeBron James surpass Kareem next season? I wouldn't be surprised if he does, but the one thing that Kareem kind of had that LeBron didn't was staying healthy. Somehow Kareem was always able to stay healthy more or less around that time. LeBron James is starting to get injuries throughout the past couple years that is making his career slow down a little bit. Can he be a 95 overall at that age next season? I have a feeling he can. But the next couple records are where LeBron James, I think, are going to obliterate real soon. And that is age 40, Karl Malone, 84 overall. Karl Malone was on the Lakers at this time when he moved from the Jazz to the Lakers. He was getting injured all the time, but when he did play, he was actually doing okay to an 84 overall at 40 years of age. You would think Karl Malone would do worse the more he grew up, because we know how much he loves the young. But Karl Malone still at 40 years old, no one was ever close to him as an 84 overall. However, someone else, former teammate John Stockton, beat him at age 41. In NBA 2K3, John Stockton was an 85 overall on the Utah Jazz at 41 years of age. Somehow John Stockton was still playing at a pretty high level. It's impressive how consistent this man is. Probably the greatest playmaker of all time, at least stats-wise. John Stockton was him for a very, very, very long time. Even at age 41, I actually, believe it or not, 41 is going to be the official cap of being a good high all-star level player in 2K history, because the next player dropped off really hard. Vince Carter at age 42 was a 74 overall in NBA 2K19. Now, this isn't a bad thing. 74 overall is still really good, but 42 years of age, you would, if John Stockton was an 85 overall last year and then Vince Carter slowed down the next age, it makes me feel like 41 years old is like the oldest you can be as a good NBA player. Vince Carter still at 42 was still a successful NBA player, and even the last time at 43 years old, Vince Carter as a 74 overall in NBA 2K20 was still really good and being a good bench player on a bad team, but he was still a good bench player. It's very impressive what Vince Carter was doing even at 43 years old. There's one more player that I guess I can announce. 44 years old, Kevin Willis was technically an NBA player, but he wasn't in NBA 2K. For some reason, they didn't have him in the game, but at 44 years old, he did play for the Dallas Mavericks for a couple games, and he would have been around maybe like a 70 overall. But he's not officially in the game, so I can't count that, but theoretically, Kevin Willis, 44 years old, would have been more or less like a 70 overall if they had him in the game. That's it. That is the list of the best players at every single age. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Did I miss anyone? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time.